Peace to the gods and the goddesses, man. You already know what it is, man. About to do a quick little video. Yeah, man, I finished that frequency joint, man. I was doing that frequency a while back, man, decoding that joint, man. I did the rest of this. Did I do the whole thing? I think I did, man. Like part 8 or something like that. Yeah, man, you know, talking about that frequency, man, that movie, man. Had the one scene, you know, they were sitting at, he basically went to the parents' house with the girl that, you know, they was running the experiment. You know what I'm saying? He was basically breaking down his quote-unquote theory on how a low-frequency being, which would be the humans, to be able to be high-frequency beings. You know what I'm saying? Bubba, where like when he was breaking it down, when he was using like the wine glass, like the wine in the glass and all that, she was like, "You steal people's frequencies." You know what I'm saying? By her saying that right there is basically saying that he was a parasite. Because you got to know that frequencies is energy. And that's what parasites do. Parasites steal your powers. You got to know that powers is pluralized energy. Different extensions of energy. That's why they call it powers. You know, the S, plural, pluralize it. So the parasite just basically steals energies on different levels. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, "You steal people." She was like, "You steal people's frequencies." You know what I'm saying? So he was basically like a parasite. You know, the parasite basically has, you know, like I did in the past videos, man, check them archives, man. Like I did. Damn, cuz. You know, like I did in those past videos when I was using the Orthodox Jews as an example. I was like, they all look the same. All of the Orthodox Jews all look the same. You can't identify which one is the agent. You know what I'm saying? You got like 15 Orthodox Jews all chilling together. They all look the same. You won't be able to identify the threat, should I say, until they reveal their habits. And then you see one of them pull out a box of cigarettes, and now he starts smoking. You know what I'm saying? But by him being around those other Orthodox Jews, you know what I'm saying, he begins to contaminate them. So he would be the contaminated gene, the parasitic gene, that needs to lower all of the other Orthodox Jews' frequency, you know what I'm saying, so they could, like, you know what I'm saying, basically be one. Because that's the purpose of a parasite, man. Don't think that when the parasites are just stealing your energy, they're just stealing your energy. The parasites is stealing your energy and making you become one of them. That's how you get turned into a damn parasite, because they lower your vibration to be synonymous with them. So when you on a vibration of a parasite, then you will have the mindset of a parasite, and therefore you will do parasite things. So therefore the parasite no longer needs to be around you to steal your energy, because the parasite job is already done. It lowered your energy, so now you became the parasite. So now you doing onto others what the parasite did to you. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, "Yeah, you steal people's energy." But he was basically the parasite, you know what I'm saying? They went into it talking about how they use, or he went into it talking about how he uses certain words. He was like, he had like this little phone, and he had help from this dude, and the phone is like, when the environment change, you got to know that the environment is energy. You know what I'm saying? They use words to throw you off. You know, they say a word based upon how they program us to see the word, we won't be able to identify what they're really talking about. But that whole movie is based on descriptors, energies, different types, variations of energy, how energy interacts with energy, the after effects of when energy interacts with energy and byproducts and all that. It's all got to do with energy. So he was like, when the environment changed, there is a word that they have to invoke. You know what I'm saying? Look at the word that they speaking in the environment as somebody hitting buttons on a machine. You know what I'm saying? Recalibrating themselves. Because when you speak words, you got to know that is a vibration that's coming from within. And when you speak in those words, that's you actually tweaking yourself. It's like how a mechanic would go inside a car and tweak the car with tools. Well, look at the words as tools that's tweaking you when you speak it. So he was like, well, the environment changed. You know, we get a word and then we say a word, and based upon the word, you know what I'm saying? It basically make things in sync. Because when he was in contact with her, the environment would be out of haywire. You know, the environment would be out of whack. You know, you're seeing like things falling from the sky, the tables shaking, doors opening and closing. You know what I'm saying? It would be unstable. So for them to stabilize the environment, they would have to say certain words to stabilize the environment. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're doing with the so-called black race. When you see them doing stuff like Trayvon Martin, you got to know the environment is always changing. You know what I'm saying? So when the environment changed, they have to now create. They have to create that word. You know what I mean? And you got to know that the word that they always say has to have imagery behind it. That's how they do left brain, right brain programming simultaneously. The words hit the left brain, the imagery hit the right brain. So when the environment is changing, meaning that the energy is changing in the planet, to get you to not focus on the energy, they have to say something like Trayvon Martin and set up a series of scenes, which is energy. You gotta know that those series of scenes that these people is acting out, they acting out energy. Like I stated before in past videos, check them archives. When you see your boy Michael Jackson dancing, he was actually invoking energy. That's the only time we used to dance anyway, was when we had to do with invoking different types of energy. Because when you move your feet and your body, you draw in sigils in the floor. That's what Michael Jackson was doing with his feet. You know what I'm saying? But that whole moonwalk, that has to do with you being in retrograde, basically. You consistently moving backwards. The freak you want to moonwalk for when you a solar being? You're supposed to be propelling yourself forward. But he got more freakers moving in rewind, moonwalk, showing you that the moon has to do with you moving backwards. You regress when you in sync with the moon. The moon deals with death. When someone is dying, they're not moving forward. They are being erased out of time, like that scene they had Back to the Future. He wasn't moving forward. He went back to the past. You know what I'm saying? And he was being wiped out of existence. If you stay in the past, they showed you that in the movie Back to the Future, if you stay in the past too long, you would not exist in the future. You know what I'm saying? That's what they be showing you in these movies. So Michael Jackson, yeah, ain't gonna get into all that. Peace to the God, Michael Jackson. But yeah, so they was like, yeah, with the whole, the Trayvon Martin. You know what I'm saying? That's a trigger phrase. That's a word that they use when the environment is changing to get the so-called black race to focus on low frequencies. Eric Garner. When that so-called white boy ran up in that church and shot those so-called nine people, that was all fake. Another trigger phrase. Yo, Sandra Bland, another trigger phrase. All of these false incidents that's happening out here, man. All trigger phrases to get the guard race to focus on submental frequencies, man. Emotional. You don't see how all of those things that happen, what is it that they all have in common? All of it. All. No matter which one it is. You could randomly pick it. Rodney King. You know what I'm saying? Trayvon Martin. Sandra Bland. What was her name? Tamir Wright. Whatever her name is. Whoever they are. What is it that they all have in common? They all trigger emotions. All of them. All of it. Emotions is a frequency that's below thinking. When you're emotional, you're not thinking. So if they could keep you in a submental environment, when the energy is changing on the planet, because the energy is increasing on the planet, which is the environment, if they could get you to focus on the emotions, you're not even tapping into the energy that you're supposed to be tapping into to ascend, to make you ascend. You know what I'm saying? You ain't tapping into it. Oh, what's up with all this police brutality? And you got to know that all of that is just an extension of a business. Police brutality is incorporated. It is registered on the stock exchange. Black Panthers is registered on the stock exchange. Christianity, Islam, all of these religions are registered on the stock exchange. KKK is registered on the stock exchange. Black Lives Matter is registered on the stock exchange. All of these things, all of these so-called movements, Million Man March is registered on the stock exchange. It's all a business. It's a business. It is not real. It's businesses. You have businesses that are that are stagnant, like your Best Buy, and then you have mobile businesses. KKK is a mobile business. Black Panthers is a mobile business. They are transmitting utility. That's why they have a flag. You only have a flag if you incorporate it. Your flag denotes the corporation. That's not a racist flag that they have. That's an incorporated flag. It's no different than when you drive past Honda and you see their flags up on their store selling the cars. It's no different when you go past Best Buy or Target and you see the flags. The crucifix is the flag of Jesus. And there's a flag. You know what I'm saying? And creatures create flags because it has to do with being territorial. Creatures are territorial. God don't need to be territorial. Why God need to be territorial? God created everything. You know what I'm saying? God create everything. Only someone who vibrates on the ego, lunar frequency, needs to be territorial. You know what I mean? So when you're looking at all these businesses out here that they talking about, son, Black Power, that is incorporated. They all registered on the stock exchange. Why ain't nobody seeing this? What's going on? People that damn blind. Black Power movement is no different than Pathmark. They both businesses. They both there with signs and they got employees. They receive checks. That's why you could sue them. If you was to go into a rally, let's say you was in a Black Panther rally and something broke out and you got hit. And you ready to sue now. You call a lawyer. You explain to the lawyer what happened. Who is he going to sue? He going to sue the corporation. He going to sue the Black Panthers. You could only sue something that is incorporated. That's why they call it corporate entities, man. When you're looking at all these people standing out there with the Black Lives Matter, whoever started that Black Lives Matter and all of these fake movements, the Black Panthers and what else they got out there? Occupy Wall Street, whatever it is, man. KKK, Pan-Africanism, Christianity, whatever it is. Those are all corporate entities, man. That's why you could sue. You could only sue a corporate entity. You can't sue something that is real. You could only sue something that is a fiction because court is a fiction. You know what I'm saying? So for the mere fact you could sue Black Panthers to let you know that that is registered on the stock exchange. It is an extension of commerce. It is a business. Church is a business. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't park cars in front of a church, because churches are tax exempt. Parking tickets is a tax. You know what I'm saying? It will defeat the purpose for you to park in front of a church. That's why you could never park in front of a damn church, because they tax exempt. You can only park in front of properties that are not tax exempt. It's a business, man. It's not real. Your culture is a business. It's all registered on the stock exchange. All of it. It don't matter which one it is. You think that your so-called culture is sacred, but to the wealthy people, they know that they created it, and it's just another extension of the matrix to keep you meandering, or should I say moonwalking, moving nowhere in a revolving door. Just because you think your body is moving somewhere, you actually assume that you're moving forward. But in actuality, you're moving in a damn rotation. That's why nothing ever happens with these damn marches or rallies. Somebody get beat up, shot, or killed, they march, and then that's that. That's it. Nothing else ever happens after the marching finish. Nothing. Because it's designed that way. It's a damn business. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. It's all a business. People need to realize that. This is how the wealthy people are entertained. Wealthy people are not entertained by going to great adventures or going to the movies. No. Stupid people are entertained when they go to great adventures and the movies. You know what I'm saying? People with limited consciousness who can't understand that when you go to great adventures, you just walked into a business. Somebody wealthy owns Great Adventure. You know what I'm saying? Somebody wealthy owns Great Adventure. Somebody wealthy owns that movie theater that you went into. So you're being entertained, and that means to be dumbed down. Because you're going in there to be emotionally stimulated or egotistically stimulated. You know what I mean? But the wealthy people now, how they get entertained is by creating cultures and make people believe that that is a part of their way of living or a part of them. When in actuality it's not. It's just a business. It is a business. These people are masters at commerce, man. They masters. Just like how they used to talk about the Phoenicians was masters at commerce. These people are masters. Don't think that the Phoenicians and all these people from way back in the days, they died. They didn't die, man. See, the difference between them and us is that we constantly transfer debt to our offsprings. So they continuously being in debt. But these people out here who create these businesses, man, these megalithic corporations, they pass that down to their sons and daughters. As I stated before, those schools that they send their kids to, or sons and daughters to, they train them to be gods. And us, they train us to serve them. We serving them, the gods on the planet. You know what I mean? Straight up. So, yeah, that frequency. Yeah, he was just, at the dinner table and all that, and just basically talking about lowering her frequency, because she wanted to basically have the experience to see what it's like to, to feel. Just like the gods. The gods wanted to see what it's like to feel. That's us. We the gods. Wanted to see what it's like to feel. It's an experiment. You gotta know that it's not a unilateral experiment, man. The human race was created so that the gods could expand their knowledge by way of having the experience. Because it is not normal for gods to feel. It's actually an illusion for us to feel. So we created beings, take care of the planet, the more advanced animal race. Just like how you got the lower animals, taking care of the planet on certain levels. So now we create the humans to take care of the planet on certain higher levels and take orders from us. You know what I'm saying? But we saw that as an opportunity. Yo, let's see what it's like to feel. What are the consequences? Man, you could get trapped. You know that we made the decisions without fear, because gods think. Gods calculate everything before they get into it. You know what I'm saying? Everything is already pre-calculated before God even go in it. You know what I'm saying? So we already saw the consequences, but we saw that the achievements would be greater than the consequences. So you mean to tell me that, man, the worst thing that could happen to us is that we could just get trapped in the realm of an illusion and just keep feeling and feeling and feeling? Man, that's nothing. What's the benefits? Well, you will understand more. Okay, so let's set it up then, man. Let's get this gene pool started, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know it's a dual experiment. It ain't just the humans that's the experiment. We experiment. The God is the master experimenter, man. Always doing experiments because you gotta know that experience is the best teacher. The first-hand teacher is experience, man. It's one thing to tell people about emotions and all this and all that, but in order for you to truly know what it is, you gotta experience that, man. Gods ain't vicarious. Creatures are vicarious, man. You know what I'm saying? Gods are first-hand beings, man. Straight up. So by him, the dinner table and all that with the wine glass, and he was hitting the glass with the joint, I think it was a fork or whatever, and he was playing the notes, playing the instruments, man. You know what I'm saying? Just basically letting you know that your body, or the so-called heartbeat, pulsation, is a tone. You know what I'm saying? Don't think it sounds like boom, boom, boom. It sounds different on different frequencies, man. You know what I'm saying? The higher the frequency is, man, it changes. You know what I mean? The higher, just like with flies. Flies, you know what I'm saying? One of the reasons you can't see flies is because of their frequency, which is the vibration. You got to know that the flies they have a built-in vortex in them, and that's their wings. When they flapping them wings, they creating vortexes, dual vortexes on each side of the wings, creating a vortex, and it's creating a vibration. They vibrate particles in and out of their way. You could have fruits laying around. You can have all your windows closed. All of your windows closed, everything sealed. You can have fruits laying around. Leave your fruits out there for a certain time period. Next thing you know, you see a whole bunch of what they call as fruit flies. Where the hell they came from? They was always there. It's not where they came from. They was always there. They just vibrate in and out of your visual spectrum. Because you capture light. Everything that you see is light. So they could vibrate in and out with the wings. The wings allow them to vibrate in and out of your field of view. They always did them. But they only need to show up when it's time to eat. They don't need to be there when, you know what I'm saying, when you ain't got no damn fruits around. They only need to be there when it's time to eat, man. Vibrate in, vibrate out. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, you know, he's just basically with the experiment having her lower her vibration so she could see what it's like to feel. You know what I mean? But he's basically the parasite, man. All banging off that moon energy. And they even showed you the moon energy. They even showed you the moon in that movie when it was in the restaurant. Things started getting all haywire. You know what I mean? And then the door opened up and it showed you the full moon. Showing you, man. You got everybody being governed by the moon, man. Being governed by that moon. And all of these, man, you people gotta wake up, man. Y'all gotta realize, man, gods, man, we ain't about for no flags, man. You know what I'm saying? We beyond the damn flags. We way beyond that. Straight up, man. The hell? We way beyond flags, man. That's territorial, man. Just like how you see the animals in the wild, man, how they territorial, man. Well, the humans do it on a more advanced level. You know what I'm saying? They gotta put a flag up. Instead of them pissing, when you see dogs piss, they go to a certain part of the area and they piss. That's how they mark their territory. You see certain animals, they scratch the ground. You know what I'm saying? That's how they mark their territory. But the humans, they do the same thing, but it's just more sophisticated because they have more in-depth consciousness, man. They see things different. Don't think that when the animal is looking at you, you see like how when you look in the mirror and you see yourself, don't think that when an animal looks at you, it sees you how you see yourself. You gotta know you see yourself based upon this is for the humans. This ain't got nothing to do with us. This is for the humans. You see yourself based upon your level of consciousness. But when the animal looks at you, it doesn't see you like how you see yourself. You know what I'm saying? The way how you see things is way more advanced than how an animal sees things. How do you know this? Because you could have animals that could run in the street and they would just stay there. The car could be coming up to them and they would just sit there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bruh, you about to be on a damn tire in a couple of seconds. And you just sitting there, the damn squirrel sitting in the damn street eating the damn nut like it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't see things. You know, that all got to do with comprehension. You don't see things how humans see things, man. But they will do things, but the way how they do things, when the humans will do those same things, but the way how the humans would do it, it would be more advanced. So when you see the animals pissing on and scratching the floor and all that, that's how they mark their territory. The way how the humans do it now, they put a flag down. It's more advanced, but they still marking their territory. They still emotional. They still get fleas, tick, and lice. You know what I'm saying? They still spray themselves when it's time to mate. When it's time for these animals to mate, what do? They spray the territory and they spray themselves. Piss, they put this serum out there that attracts the male or the female when it's mating. Well, that's the same thing that humans do. They just call it perfume and cologne. It's being done more sophisticated. That's why perfumes and cologne use animal serum and insect serum that comes from reproductive glands. They're using the same serum that comes from the reproductive glands that's attracting the opposite sex in regards to mating. That's a main ingredient that they use for perfume and cologne. You know what I mean? A main ingredient that they use for perfume and cologne. That's why when females wear certain perfumes, it attracts the men. Because it's being done on a more sophisticated level. Instead of the human now, you know what I'm saying, running up on a tree and scratching themselves on it and pissing on a tree and doing all that. They don't got to do that now. They can make their house smell a certain way now because they no longer have to live in the wild. They can live in a box now that they call a house, and they can make the house smell good with all the glazed scented candles. You know what I'm saying? Make it smell good. The guy come up in there, ooh, wow, man, baby, that's all that for me. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to do when you look at the pigeons. You ever see pigeons when they about to mate? How you got one pigeon just doing all this crazy moving and dancing and making his body all big, and you know what I'm saying, and just walking around, chucking his head. Woo, woo, woo. You know that sound that the pigeons make. You know what I'm saying? But the humans do that too. They just call it foreplay. It's being done more advanced. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Being done more advanced. But yeah, man, you know, same thing with the animals do. The animals lick, twat, butthole, you know what I'm saying? Doing all that. When the humans do it, they just call it oral sex. But it's still an animal expression that's being done on a highly more conscious level. You know what I mean? Straight up. But yeah, man, you know, that movie Frequency, man, you know, yeah, that guy, he was just basically a parasite, man. You know, he was all out of whack, man. Just basically had to lower her vibration, but it's something that she wanted. You know what I'm saying? She calculated, and even though, even when he went to the book, started looking at the book, and he thought that she was writing something down in there, and she was like, "Yo, I don't really have to write anything down. I just keep everything in the memory, son." That's how you know when you're operating on full mental capabilities, man. You ain't gotta write nothing down. Gods don't need to write nothing down. I'll say a lot of those hieroglyphs are fake, man. Matter of fact, a lot of the hieroglyphs the humans made. Gods is too advanced, man. You gotta know these beings never forget, man. When you only forget when you vibrating low. Because you can't access certain parts of the brain because the brain got mucus all up in it. You know what I'm saying? Snot for brain matter. You only forget when you vibrating low. So if your memory is based on energy, then if you raise your energy, you will remember. It's the only reason why we forget. So if they could keep you focusing on low frequencies, emotions, you would never remember. But if you raise your vibration up high, because those memories, you know what I'm saying, in order to access that, you gotta have a lot of power. Mental power. Energy flowing through your body to access those memories, man. And you gotta be disciplined to be able to access those different variations of memory, different types of memories, man. You know what I mean? Gods don't need to write nothing down. Gods know everything. The hell you need to write down something you know? Only people who write something down is people who's limited. Straight up. Yeah, man, but I'm up out of here, man. I gotta go get this clump, man. We know what it is, cuz.